Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of Anxious but Thriving. So, I ghosted you. I must admit, there has been some changes. There's been some life changing things happening. We're going to get into everything today. Let's address a few elephants in the room. We're back in my bedroom. I decided I just feel a little bit more comfortable doing here because I guess, the feeling of it. Being in my car feels a little bit dark. I'm not going to lie. It was more comfortable because it's more private. But this will have to do. I'll try to just film when I have more privacy. So, also want to get into appearance wise changes. I don't know if anybody's noticed. I've lost weight. Not that I feel like I needed to at the time. But obviously you could tell why I've lost weight, right? Braces. I wanted braces my whole life. It's actually been one of the things that yeah, it affects me. Like my teeth affected me. It affected how comfortable I was talking to people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's great changes so far. So far. But there's a reason why I ghosted you, right? I didn't just disappear for no reason. So let's get into it. So I am a project manager at Environmental Laboratory. I'm not sure if I've ever said that here, but I do have a full-time job. And I've been working here for like I feel like I always say 7 years. I feel like at this point it has to be like 8 or 9. Whoa, that's crazy. But I've been working with this company for that long, and there's been a lot of changes within the company, but I've been left to work. I am head project manager, by the way, um, which could be a lot depending on what kind of company you work for, the size of the company, things like that. Um, my company is smaller. We are a corporate company, but our location is smaller, and I was left to work alone for a couple of months, and I was extremely burnt out. I still am. I cannot lie. I still am. And I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that. But if you have any tips, let me know. But I was left to work alone for a couple of months, and it did take a toll on my mental health. My stress levels were high. They are high. And I had a mental breakdown. I ended up in my boss's office, and I pretty much demanded for me to be able to take a week off, like a full week off. But the thing about me taking days off is that I technically don't really get days off. Like, yes, I have PTO, but I'm still answering phone calls or answering text messages, and it's not really a day off if I'm still having to discuss work. So I pretty much demanded that, like, during this week I didn't want to have to answer any phone calls or any text messages. So I was left to pretty much train somebody to cover for me because I was working alone. I had nobody to cover for me, so I had to train somebody new to cover for me before I took this week off. I got that done and took this week off, and it was an amazing week. I can't lie. I don't think I did much during this week, but I think that was the whole entire point, like, just to like do nothing, think about nothing, like just regroup. I thought that was gonna cure my burnout, and it didn't. So if you have any tips that are not that, give them. But I had a great week. I had no anxiety. I was actually having really bad panic attacks every single morning going to work, to the point where I am late every single day. Still, to this day, late every single day. And my boss is well aware it's because of how stressed out I am, and I don't know how to fix it. So I had a great week. No anxiety, no panic attacks. Great. Nice and peaceful. Sunday night comes around. I have work on Monday morning. I did not sleep Sunday. I couldn't. I genuinely could not fall asleep, and it was really rough. Like, really rough. Just rolling back and forth, sweating, going outside to garden to see if it could help me get tired. Nothing would work. I could not sleep, and I ended up in the emergency room on Monday. Yeah, it's my favorite place, my second home. And luckily, This was the best emergency room visit I've had to date. Um, it makes me very happy, like emotional happy. Like I want to cry right now, but y'all have already seen me cry so many times. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. So I left this emergency room visit with anxiety meds, and I know I've spoken to you guys about how I don't really want to be medicated for anxiety, but it got to the point. It got to the point where it's like if I can't function, like there's like I can't just like be. I cannot take hours out of my day to do yoga to reground and I can't do it. I don't have the time for to do it. I don't. So I left this visit with anxiety meds, and honestly, wow, wow. I didn't really ever consider the fact that I needed to try different types of meds to find the one that worked for me. The one that didn't make me feel the way the other ones were making me feel. Meaning like Xanax was making me feel like functional but like dead. You know? Lexapro was making me sick. I wasn't even functioning on Lexapro, not for nothing. I don't think my body wanted to even get used to that. I didn't even last like a couple of days on Lexapro. I took something else. I took something else and I don't remember what it was. But I left this visit with I think it's hydroxine. I don't know. But I left with these pills and I was on these pills for like a month or two. And when I tell you, I do think I can go for a lower dose. I think this is like a little bit too high for me because if I fully submitted to this, I can go to sleep. I go to sleep. Does it make me feel like a dead person? No. No. But it also doesn't make me feeling anxious at all. Like I feel like I can function to it. Like I said, if I fully submitted to it, I know it could put me to sleep. I could take a nap on it. But it makes me functional. Like I can go. Oh, I have perfect examples to give. Wow. 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 Hold on. Before we get into the examples, I do want to say that I was so open this time around to the medication because the conversations that I was having with the nurses and the doctors, um, she really wanted me to try this to see how it would make me feel, and then for me to follow up with a psychiatrist to see if I can actually get this like prescribed to me as a patient. And seeing the way that seeing the way that anxiety affected my ability to get to work, even though even though nothing should ever stress me out that much, right? But seeing that it was how was it affecting my ability to get to work, pretty much affecting my daily life, I was just like, there's no way that I can continue to function like this or try to function like this. Like I have to do something. Um, so once they prescribed this to me, I took it the night that night. I took it that night so I was able to like sleep and go to work in the morning. So I took it that night and then I took it in the morning before going to work. And I think that was the most functional day that I have ever had. Like my ability to just go to work. Um Nothing was too much for me. I was just getting my job done and going home. Like it was like that. Like it was good. It was like wow. But the thing about this is I take it as needed, right? So I don't take it every couple of hours. I mean, technically you can, but no, I took it whenever I felt like I was going to do something that was going to give me anxiety or I felt like anxiety was coming up. For example, um oh my god, do I want to talk about this? Do I want to talk about this? I feel like honestly, if you're walking into my life in any way, shape, or form, whether it's for a moment or whether it's for a lifetime, please expect me to speak about if it's experience worth speaking about, expect me to speak about it, whether it's on here on a podcast or like on my Instagram account. Like I just talk about my experiences a lot. I feel like that's my purpose in life, is to talk about my experiences in life, share them, because I am so comfortable doing that. So just please expect that. And with that, I guess I will share this story. So I went out with somebody that I have not spoken to in years. Like in years. And I was extremely nervous to go because I didn't really know why we lost contact or why we stopped talking to begin with. So it was just kind of like, I don't know, like nerve wracking, you know? It is a guy, by the way. So it is in that lane. It's not like more of like a friend thing. And I didn't take it the first day that I went out with him. I took it, I think, maybe like the second day that I went out with him. And this is the day that I also realized I probably need a lower dosage. I went over to his house and we watched a movie. And when I tell you, never in my life have I sat next to somebody and felt like not nothing. I don't want to say nothing, but like my heart wasn't racing. I wasn't like scared to speak or like what say what was on my mind. But I also wasn't scared to like not say anything and like nothing. It wasn't like I don't know how to explain it. It was just like a I don't know. I guess I was feeling like a normal person. That's crazy, right? Like I was just feeling like a normal person. And I feel like it's crazy to put it in that perspective because it's like, yeah, my brain doesn't function like a normal person. I don't feel like a normal person every single day. I don't. And on these meds, I do. And I felt like a normal person before, so I know what it feels like, and I know that I'm on edge all the time. Um, but the reason why I say this day is the day I realized I probably need a lower dosage is because I was a little bit too chill. Like I said, if I fully submitted, I 100% could have fell asleep there. We were watching a movie, so I had to fight for my eyes to stay open. And this is where I realized, like, yeah, I probably need a lower dosage. Like, it doesn't make me feel like a zombie, but also like I am a little sleepy girl right now, you know. So that's like a good example of, but that just so happens to be the last pill that I had. So, with that being said, I do want to follow up with a psychiatrist. I don't have health insurance right now, so I'm gonna wait a few months for my job to allow me to like redo my benefits so that I can get health insurance. I have dental and vision, but I don't have like I can't go to the regular doctor, and I don't want to pay out of pocket for that. So, um, I will be visiting a psychiatrist for that, and hopefully getting this prescribed for me for the future. Aside from looking into being medicated, going forward in life, I am also on a journey right now, and I am officially, I think, 12 days of no gardening. And I just want to do this to see how it would make me feel throughout the day. I want to see if it does anything for like my mood. I'm very, very irritable. And I feel like a lot of that comes from me being so burnt out. But I also want to see if maybe it's the fact that I am so I don't know if I can say this word. If I am so if I garden so much that when I don't, I'm just like irritated. You know, so I want to see if that's maybe a factor. I just want to test different things out. Like I feel like I'm getting to an age where it's like I am trying to prioritize my health as much as I can without it breaking my pockets, and that's crazy, but that's America for you. And like like I said, I have 12 days in, and I'm not saying that this is something that is going to be long term. I don't know if I'll start doing it again. I don't know if 12 days ago was the last time that I will ever do it. I don't know. I just want to see what this journey brings. I want to see how I feel. Maybe I do start again and I just do it like to socialize, or like I just want to see how it makes me feel. And with that, I have been having terrible night sweats. I've always had vivid dreams. Are they a little bit more vivid now? No, actually. No, my dreams are exactly the same. So I think, yeah, the only two symptoms that I've been having of, can I say that? Yeah, withdrawal have been night sweats and stomach pain. My stomach has been hurting so bad. I actually didn't even know that that was a symptom, but yeah, my stomach has been hurting really bad every single morning. I know that it's not my usual anxiety pain because it usually starts in my chest and then makes its way down to my stomach, and then it'll be my chest and my stomach, so that I can't breathe, and also my stomach hurts. But no, in this case, it's literally just my stomach like doing flips and all this other stuff. So two different journeys, being being medicated in different ways and being unmedicated in a different way. Right. Um, there's also a couple of other things, life changes that will be happening. But I'm not gonna touch base on that now because it's for like months from now, and I don't like to share things before they happen. I'm gonna keep it close to my chest. Before I even get into like things that this podcast has to come and all the stuff that I usually end the podcast with, I want to say that if you're considering being medicated for anxiety, if it's affecting your everyday life, I would say go for it. Um, and if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I feel like it is totally possible to not be medicated. There's so many different ways to help treat your anxiety. And yes, I mean treats. There's things that people do, like things that I couldn't do, but things that people do that change their brain chemistry. They alter their brain chemistry a little bit, and they don't deal with anxiety anymore. It's possible. It is 100% possible to deal with anxiety for a few years of your life and then never have to deal with it again. It's just lifestyle changes, things that you do. If it is affecting your everyday life, it does not have to. It really does not have to. Unfortunately, it is still affecting my everyday life, but it is something that I'm looking into, something that I have looked into, and I will be going forward with it as soon as I am able. I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to take this toll. I feel like anxiety takes a toll on our body as well, right? So I don't want to just be stressed out for the rest of my life just because anxiety, like it's not something that I can control. What I can control is doing yoga. What I can control is making sure my I'm not so stressed out all the time. A lot of people exercise. There's just so many different things that you can do. In my case, medication is just looking like the best option for me. It wasn't a few years ago and it is now. Things change, so don't ever feel like you can't change your mind. You could change your mind at any point in time. Do whatever works for you in that moment. Whatever worked for you last year might not work for you this year. And what you thought wasn't going to work for you last year might work for you this year. So do whatever is going to help you. Help yourself. Before anybody can help you, you're going to have to help yourself. So that's advice I wish I would have taken a long time ago. I have a couple of things that I need to do health wise that I will be doing. And I know a lot of friends and family might hear me complain about this on the third, and you don't see me doing anything about it. Trust, it's not to say that it's not on my mind all the time. Oh, I have mental breakdowns all the time because of like different health things that come to mind. Like I'm not gonna get into it, but like my friends and family know different things that come into my mind that scare me. But I can't really do anything about it right now because I don't have health insurance. So once I get touch base on that, we will. But just like I said, help yourself. If you cannot help yourself, nobody else can help you. And so let's get into, I guess, what we're gonna expect in the future. One, I would say don't expect consistency from me, and that's being completely honest. I am not in a place where I can be consistent. Once I'm a medicated girly, that will probably change. Once I get like a better routine down, maybe not gardening is going to actually help me like get get the ball rolling and be more consistent, all the things. But I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up with bad. I don't know. We are still anxious but thriving. I don't know what the fuck tomorrow looks like, but we still thriving. We still thriving. Like I'm still alive, still happy. I'm still fed. I'm still blessed. We just all battle with different shit. Oh shit. I really want to end off by saying like, oh my gosh, as much as I've been gone, like you guys haven't have an episode for me for so long. Every time I see somebody, my podcast is brought up. When are you doing a new episode? I really loved your podcast, like every time. And I just want to say, like, I'm very, very, very grateful that you guys listen. That it helps people. Whether you just listen because you're trying to support me, you will listen because my voice soothes you, which I've heard. You're listening to because you relate. You're listening to because it helps you out. You're listening to because you need something to listen to while you're at work, while you're in the car driving. I really appreciate it more than you'll ever know, truly. And I don't ever plan on not podcasting. I plan on this podcast getting bigger, if anything. I just really want to take control of my anxiety. I want to take my life back, and I have to start prioritizing my health in order to do that. So this episode is very honest, and I hope that I can continue to share my journey with you with being medicated, um, different life changes. And I plan on having a few guests. My mom is going to be on a future episode. I don't know if it's going to be the next one or the one after that, but my mom will be on a future episode. I also want to say, anybody listening to this, if you're like, I want to be on there, like, I want to, please DM me. Like, I don't bite. I will answer you. I already have two mics. Like, I'm ready to go. But do not be afraid. Like, seriously, do not be afraid. I am very friendly. I know that I don't look it most of the time, but I very much am. And like I said, I really do appreciate all the support, all the love. If you do have a story to share, I would love for you to share it here. We don't have to sit on my bed. I can go pull up to you. We can sit in my car, but we can get it done. We can share your story. Um with that being said, thank you for listening. And what was my outro again? Oh yeah. Remember, guys, just because you're anxious does not mean you are not thriving. And just because you're thriving does not mean you are not anxious. Have a good week. And I'll see you next week, maybe. Bye.